On up to Iceland. One of my favorite glaciers, the Sólheimajökull. And here, if you watch, you can see the terminus retreating, you can see this river being formed, you can see it deflating. Without the photographic process, you would never see this. This is invisible. You can stand up there your whole life and you would never see this, but the camera records it. So we wind time backwards now. We go back a couple years in time. That's where it started. That's where it ended a few months ago. And on up to Greenland. The smaller the ice mass, the faster it responds to climate. Greenland took a little while to start reacting to the warming climate of the past century, but it really started galloping along about 20 years ago. And there's been a tremendous increase in the temperature up there. Big place, that's all ice. All those colors are ice, and it goes up to about 2 miles thick. Just a gigantic dome that comes in from the coast, rises in the middle. The one glacier up in Greenland that puts more ice into the global ocean than all the other glaciers in the northern hemisphere combined is the Ilulissat Glacier. We have some cameras on the south edge of the Ilulissat watching the calving face as it goes through this dramatic retreat. Here's a 2-year record of what that looks like. Helicopter in front of the calving face for scale. Quickly dwarfed. The calving face is 4.5 miles across, and in this shot, as we pull back, you're only seeing about 1.5 miles. So imagine how big this is and how much ice is charging out. The interior of Greenland is to the right. It's flowing out to the Atlantic Ocean on the left. Icebergs many, 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 many times the size of this building roaring out to sea. We just downloaded these pictures a couple weeks ago, as you can see, June 25th. Monster calving events happen. I'll show you one of those in a second. This glacier has doubled its flow speed in the past 15 years. It now goes at 125 feet a day, dumping all this ice into the ocean. It tends to go in these pulses about every 3 days, but on average, 125 feet a day, twice the rate it did 20 years ago. Okay, we had a team out watching this glacier, and we recorded the biggest calving event that's ever been put on film. We had 9 cameras going. This is what a couple of the cameras saw. 400-foot tall calving face breaking off. Huge icebergs rolling over. Okay, how big was that? It's hard to get it. So an illustration, again, gives you a feeling for scale. A mile of retreat in 75 minutes across a calving face in that particular event, 3 miles wide. The block was 3/5 of a mile deep, and if you compare the expanse of the calving face to the Tower Bridge in London, about 20 bridges wide. Or if you take an American reference to the US Capitol building, and you pack 3,000 Capitol buildings into that block, it would be equivalent to how large that block was. 75 minutes. Now, I've come to the conclusion after spending a lot of time in this climate change world that we don't have a problem of economics, technology, and public policy. We have a problem of perception. The policy and the economics and the technology are serious enough issues, but we actually can deal with them. I'm certain that we can. But what we have is a perception problem because not enough people really get it yet. You're an elite audience. You get it. Fortunately, a lot of the political leaders in the major countries of the world are an elite audience that, for the most part, gets it now. But we still need to bring a lot of people along with us. And that's where I think organizations like TED, like the Extreme Ice Survey, can have a terrific impact on human perception and bring us along. Because I believe we have an opportunity right now. We are nearly on the edge of a crisis, but we still have an opportunity to face the greatest challenge of our generation, in fact, of our century. And this is a terrific, terrific call to arms to do the right thing for ourselves and for the future. And I hope that we have the wisdom to let the angels of our better nature rise to the occasion and do what needs to be done. Thank you.